And we're back. I like to start the episodes with a nice long pause.
Yeah.
Silence.
Silence.
Dead silence.
Silence. Coming back live with Aaron Lange from Tokyo, continuing our deep dive into this book here.
Painted Fun. Peter Loeffner and Protopunk in the Secret City. Available on churchghost.com. Churchghost.com. Check it out.
Churchghost.com.
Yes, the mic.
Go out for dinner and forget how to do this.
And we're here with Val as well.
Hello.
Valerie, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Valerie Temple, Aaron Lange's wife. Also writer, artist, general. Cool person, I guess.
General gal about town.
Gal about town, yeah.
Aaron, duck down for a sec just to introduce Val here? We're a bit tight on camera logistics, but this'll If you move more into that corner, you'll be more on there.
We'll try to shuffle here a little bit. We're getting you some Dubai chocolate here, by the way.
Dubai chocolate, yeah.
Instagrammable chocolate.
Is that better?
Let me check. Yep, that's better. Perfect. Everyone's on.
Hello.
Everyone's on take. So Valerie, you're actually like an art teacher, is that right?
No, I am.
Are you
more of like an art educator?
How is what?
There's a difference. What? Like I work in education. Like I don't. Mostly I'm like hiring teachers to teach different, like I run different programs, like arts programs, but like I'm not the one actually teaching the students.
So how does that work in practice? Like, so you're not like running any classes yourself? Like,
not really. I'm like putting together the program, like putting together like the schedule of classes, like what we want to do, like who we're servicing, that kind of
don't
stuff.
chew into the mic. It's a great way to piss people off,
yeah,
right?
No.
Yeah.
I think our audience probably has like more patience than.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I hope they do.
You're gonna see this in the analytics. Like that's gonna be the point where like 90% of the audience just drops.
Like turns right off. Yeah.
Or it goes up. Yeah. It might be like ASMR.
Timestamp it. Like Dubai chocolate munching at minute.
Munching sounds at
ASMR.
Munching, ASMR. Munching sounds. Yeah.
Dubai chocolate ASMR is another overloaded search term.
Probably is, right? Labubu matcha Dubai Ohio Riz or whatever. Yeah.
Skibbity.
Yeah.
We're with it.
Yes, that's right.
Sorry, Val, I cut you off.
Oh no, that's okay.
About...
Yeah, so like mostly it's like I'm the one putting together like what the overall program is, and then sort of arranging all of the pieces to make it happen. It's mostly a lot of emailing and spreadsheets, but there is like a degree of, you can say that you're in the arts.
Is it like the curriculum for the whole school board, or is it like
the curriculum, like, so for like I was running continuing education for an arts college, so that would be like the non-degree programs. Okay. So like basically like the like ceramics classes for like the older people who live in Cleveland who aren't actual college students, but they want to use the facilities and they're learning from like instructors who work at the school. And then recently I was in charge of the whole education program for the Cleveland International Film Festival.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, and that was, there's a big high school program that has been around for like 35 years called FilmSlam. That is sort of a mini festival inside a festival where that I programmed. So like I picked out all of the, there's certain, programming blocks that we choose movies for like a middle school, high school audience. And so I picked out all of from like the film submissions, I picked out the movies to play in those blocks. And then we have education like study guides that we develop for teachers to use in their classrooms. And then also I was doing the adult programs as well. And that sort of amounted to putting together like panels and Q&As and talkbacks related to the films in the film festival.
So like planting questions for the audience to ask, or
no, more like we have a community partner program where area nonprofits can like apply to be like part of the festival, in that like they get like matched with one of the films in the festival that like aligns with their mission, and then we would use them to like get panelists or speakers or moderators that could like talk to the filmmaker who made this, this like documentarian who made this movie about, climate change. We have like the executive director of like a climate change nonprofit in town, like asking questions and like helping to lead like the audience Q&A.
So you must have to like actually be, well, because like we just had dinner and we were talking a little bit about film kind of stuff, but like you must actually then be paying quite a lot of attention to like film.
Oh yeah,
the scene, like I guess the local scene there, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm in my board era actually. Like I'm on on 2 boards now. I'm on the associate board of the Greater Cleveland Film Commission, which is like the like nonprofit entity in the area that is like they are trying to get movie business to
like invest in the
community, film in the community. And then I'm also on the stewardship board for the Capitol Theater, which is like a historic neighborhood theater that is sort of, it's been around for 100 years. And this area sort of community development corporation, owns it, and they're trying to come up with solutions for it to be like more sustainable, because it's going out to the movies and like movie theaters as a business has sort of drastically changed in the past 10 years, at least since COVID. So I'm on that board to like help try and figure out how this remains like a community asset.
You're trying to transition to a nonprofit, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I started out in. Like my first job was in programming at an art house movie theater. So
cool.
So I was the person who picked all of the movies and figured out all of the special events and, all of the different like fun stuff that like went along with screenings to like get people to go out.
There was one real good one at her old theater back in Philly. Did you hear about these kids that tried to do a remake? Not a remake, I guess. Well, yeah, a remake, a shot-for-shot remake of Indiana Jones.
Oh, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
The
remake.
Yeah.
That. So then they made a documentary about them, and they screened that, and the one kid, now a middle-aged man,
was there.
Or he was actually there. Yeah.
And we watched the documentary, and we bought like a DVD of the actual shot-for-shot remake they did, which is, the documentary is actually more interesting.
Yeah,
but
is it like watchable? Like
it's pretty watchable.
Is
the
it
documentary is
no, but like the original, like the actual remake film, like is it
but
watchable, or is it just like
I mean, it's more just like, oh, how'd they do that? Or like, it's kind of cool these kids pulled it off this well. You know?
But it is one of those things where I think it's more enjoyable as like in clip form. You know,
Yeah.
like
Well, that's sort of
if
what I
you're
was asking. Like that's what I was
Yeah.
like. Is this something you would actually like
want to
be able
watch
to
the
sit
whole
down
thing?
and watch?
Probably
or,
not.
Like, is it
But did you know Dan Klaus was working on a screenplay about that?
about the Raiders of the Lost Ark remake? Or?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like, you know,
His follow up to Ghost World.
it was supposed to happen, but then like
Mm.
like the Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull got announced.
Mm.
And then they
it's
were
probably
like-
a rights thing.
Then
right?
there was
you
like, they were
couldn't
like,
really,
oh, Disney.
yeah, they're probably not going to allow that, right?
Yeah, so the whole thing got the plug pulled.
Yeah.
But I asked the guy from the movie about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I met with Dan Klaus. He was like real serious, and he interviewed me, and he's like, you know, I saw the screenplay, and it like really wasn't about like he really didn't care much about Indiana Jones or us making the movie. It was more like about like my parents getting divorced. He's like, he just kind of rooted out everything that was like more dark about it.
Yeah,
And I was
Well,
that's
like,
yeah.
what he would like. That's
Yeah,
how,
that's what he would
like,
do.
Would do right? Like,
Yeah,
he would
yeah.
just like it's not going to be like some standard
feel good
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
feel good thing. Like it's going to be like an escape from trauma or something, or like,
Right, like
you know,
why are these
why are they
kids doing
making a
this?
movie?
Like, what
'Cause-
is their motivation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame it didn't happen because I think it could have really been interesting.
It could have been like a cool Michelle Gondry type of thing too.
I always
Right,
thought
for sure.
Klaus should have done like I know that Art School Confidential wasn't such a big hit, but
Aaron
feel
liked
like-
it.
I thought it was really good actually.
Yeah.
But I feel like he should have done more films and like it would have been interesting to see him kind of do more. Because
And
he
well,
never,
what's
he
a
never
shame is that-
directed anything himself, did he? It was
No,
just
what's a
writing-
shame is
yeah.
that the director, Terry Zwigoff, had his kind of career
Zwigoff
pulled out from underneath him.
Yeah, because I thought he was,
What was-
him
what
and
was the
Dan
story
Klaus
there?
together.
Did he get like canceled or something? Or, like what-
No, just sort of.
I think he just wouldn't budge.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
the studios would be like, great idea, but like cast this handsome person
Right.
and give it a happy ending. And he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no. And they're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, we're not writing you a
Right,
check.
I think he just kind of ran out of goodwill, like
Okay, yeah,
industry
yeah, yeah.
goodwill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Even
mean-
though he made Bad Santa, which is a huge.
So the Crump
Yeah.
documentary was a success as far as a documentary goes, and Ghost World was a big success as far as an indie. And Bad Santa, I don't think did well in the theater, but like ended up becoming like a cult success. And then Art School Confidential kind of like bombed, and like that was it, like career
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
Like and like his career started late too.
Yeah,
It's kind of a shame. I mean,
Yeah.
at least he got to make some movies, and for the most part, they're all pretty much worth watching.
exactly. So
Yeah, it's better than nothing. I feel like that. Yeah, him and Klaus combo could have maybe made a few more
yeah,
projects or something. Like it probably
Yeah,
would've-
it would have been
yeah.
nice.
I think Dan, from what I've from what I've heard from Dan Klaus, is that he just got bored with the whole process. It's like really tedious.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
writing a screenplay.
Yeah,
It's annoying, and the idea that I think if you are a person like, if you're a cartoonist and writer and you are an artist, that process is so strange because, if you're making a comic book, Dan Klaus is going to be able to put it out no matter what, but when you're writing a screenplay, it can be in development hell. Like and then you have to you get notes from these people, and then
It's inherently collaborative.
and it could take years and years and years, and then it doesn't even happen. So I think,
you don't have enough control, right?
you don't
Like,
have enough control. And
yeah.
then there's also just the chance that you've like devoted a lot of your energy to something that just won't even see the light of day. And I think Dan Klaus decided, I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but it sort of feels like he decided to not pursue something like that anymore.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I have like one of my old friends from university, Edmund Yo, is Malaysian film director. I think probably he's kind of the most successful, or at least internationally well-known director from his country at the moment. We were good friends, kind of like almost roommates from university, really good friends. And that was the thing. I mean, like I sort of got what he was doing, but I was like, wow, for me, this is like way too much uncontrollable collaboration, I guess.
Yeah.
Where you need it's not like you just need like 2 or 3 people. You need
and you got to raise the fucking money.
Yeah, it's expensive and it's so it wasn't something I've like never had any interest in like writing screenplays, I guess, because I'm like it's too much out of your control, and like you can't really like
it's way out of your control.
It doesn't interest me in the same way as just
and
like
then
writing.
Even if it sells, like it could be taken away from you and rewritten,
it might.
And then there's like a whole battle on who gets credit. It's just there's a lot going on with it that's like not
never
that
appealed
pleasant.
to me at all. I mean, I get why. I sort of get why some people are into writing screenplays, but it's not something I've ever been drawn towards, I guess.
Yeah,
because it just seems like you're giving up too much.
Well, I could see you writing something like a Matthew Barney, like Craymaster Cycle.
I would do something like that. Yeah, like I would create.
It's Matthew Barney, right?
I would do some. I would do something that's like if it's like some explicit artistic project, like I could see doing something like that, but just like a normal, I don't know, film or like drama or something like
film.
I don't see the point. I mean, it's not interesting to me, but yeah, I mean, if it was going to be like some artistic spectacle or something, then I could probably come up with something, but just like a normal screenplay, like doesn't seem interesting.
I mean, I've definitely written. I'm in the middle of writing something with Aaron's brother Jeff that is sort of just like an exercise in whether or not we could make something just blatantly commercial. It's a Christmas movie, but
Hallmark seasonal film type thing.
That's right.
Well, so my brother was talking to my brother works in film, and he was talking to a producer, and the producer said, what was it? Like there's certain types of movies you could always get funding for.
Mm-hmm.
Religious movies, like Christian movies, and
horror movie with like nudity, and
Christmas movie.
Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Because
you
Hallmark,
could like combine all 3 ideas into like
you really
that's kind of like what Silent Night, Deadly Night is, right?
Yep,
like
that's
right.
It
is. I mean, I don't know if it's super religious. Well, it does have like religious elements, I guess. But yeah.
But yeah, he had a friend who has a I think he's a cinematographer who has access to like a pretty nice camera, and he was interested in producing like a really ultra low budget movie, but wanted to like have something that would be sellable. So that was the the angle that we landed on. And when I guess when Jeff was talking to this producer in the Christmas movies came up, he was like, oh, I know who will have ideas, and that was me.
So is this like a project that seems like it's actually gonna
I don't know at this point. It's actually taken us longer to write the screenplay than I thought we would.
Because you guys like aren't capable of being hacked,
right?
And
Exactly.
Like, making it good,
yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna just fucking write it. Like it's supposed to be a low budget, like Hallmark Christmas.
No,
movie.
but we're like really working on like making sure all of the like beats are as strong as possible. It's just like,
who are these characters? What are their motivations? Right?
I mean, it's a real straight down the middle, like Hallmark trope heavy type of movie where it's like a woman who, it's called Christmas Street. And it's like about a woman who has moved away. She's in her 30s. She lives in New York. She's in the film industry. And she's, trying to make it. And she gets a phone call. Oh, no, her mom's died. And she has to go home to like take care of, her mom's estate. And of course, it's in this small, idyllic town. And her mom is the, head of the block association in charge of the like one like Christmas light street in the like the tourist block in the street. And so it's, this, city girl going back to the small town, and then of course meeting a charming small town guy as well. And, oh no, does she want to go home, or will she be changed by this experience?
Yeah, it sounds right. It's like straight Hallmark.
Straight
right?
Hallmark.
Like,
So
Is it self-aware?
it's pretty self-aware, but not in an annoying way. Like
I mean, you could sell it.
Yeah, it's I think it's sincere. Like I think that it's not. I don't think we're doing a better job with it than I think it has any, like, that most Hallmark movies are. Like, it's higher quality. I think.
What kind of budget are you trying to shoot this on?
Oh, I think it was like $500,000, like something really.
Okay.
Well, that's like, my brother's good with that stuff. He's like, you can't, like, you have to have don't write too many location changes.
Right. Yeah.
Don't write stuff with like animals or kids, because that's all like other stuff. So he knows what costs money, and
you can kind of economize it based on what it would take to produce it.
Because if the idea is, especially if you're someone who has like zero connections, like, and your idea is like, I'm going to produce this myself, it's always helpful to have someone who can like add up the amounts in their head and say, well, this, like, we have to cut this kind of, like, we can't include an idea like this because this will add this amount of money to the budget.
Yeah, you can't have a helicopter.
Right.
Or like a chase or something, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I did, like, prior to like this collaboration I'm doing with Jeff, like I wrote a screenplay with my friend Eam. It's called Morning Zoo, and it like takes place in like 1999, so it's like a period piece, and it is sort of like a fictionalization, imagining of like an ode to my dad, who was like sort of an eccentric, who like, he was a cab driver, who like would in the late 90s driving around, it was like the cell phones had just been introduced, so he would like call in to all of the local radio stations and like win all of these prizes.
Oh, okay,
and they had to like change the rules so
because he was like
because he was just kept over winning.
Continuously, okay.
And then he became like a known entity with these stations. Like, they're like, oh, it's Mike again. It's Cabby Mike on the line. Hey, it's Cabby Mike. And so much so that like he was like a known character, that this one station, their morning zoo team paid him to drive them to Florida for like some sort of like remote promotion. And like so the screenplay is like sort of like a narrativized like exploration of like that idea. But like, the opening scene is like, or like in the act one, there's like a giant concert, and I remember like Jeff read it and he's like, "This is great, but what are you going to do with it?" And I was like, I have no idea.
That's the kind of movie that would have got made as like a low budget indie in like 1993.
Yeah.
But they just aren't making movies like that anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. I would love to make this movie, but no. But
you've like full completed the
script.
Okay,
it's been it's been done, and I'm like just sort of sitting on it. And like I sort of like I've showed it to some people, and I like entered it into some screenwriting competitions, but like you have to pay
it's
for.
A fucking racket.
It's a racket. Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to ask, Cleveland Film Festival, do you pay for entry? Do you pay for submission?
That's right. Yeah.
So they're all kind of rackets, right?
It's all record. But the Cleveland International Film Festival, I don't know about this year. They've been changing some stuff. But prior to this year, they had like pretty nice prizes available for.
Well, to incentivize the paid entry, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but like, out of festivals across the country, it's pretty nice.
It's one of the better ones. Okay.
One of the better prize packages,
right?
And also, it's a for shorts. It's an Oscar qualifying festival, so that is important to definitely shorts filmmakers. Like that gets them. It can open up doors for them.
Before she worked for the film festival, she was a juror. So sometimes, like, there'd be some weird movie that she'd be like, "You need to check this out." And there was a documentary about Morgellons.
Oh, this is like the fake disease or whatever.
I don't think it's fake.
I don't think it's fake after having watched this documentary.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
What's the disease?
It's like people get these sores with these like colorful like fibers,
threads,
Okay.
like coming out of their skin.
It's gross. And like the medical establishment is like,
it's not real.
they're like, you're just like picking at it, and then you're just getting like fibers from your clothing and like your open sores.
It's one of these like things where it's like people think they have like parasites or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it supposed to be like some parasitic?
I don't think so,
infection or
actually.
something? I thought it was like some parasite thing, or
I mean-
could be. Yeah, I remember the fibers, but I have some. Yeah.
The medical establishment for sure thinks it is a psychosomatic condition, and it is something that people are making up, or it's a combination of things that are becoming this thing. But I don't know. Like this documentary,
It was pretty. We were kind of convinced.
yeah.
Oh, so it like made the case that it's like actually real?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
absolutely.
Convincingly, I
Yeah.
thought so.
Well, there's a lot of like
It was like an advocacy
Okay.
documentary.
for
So what do they
Morgellons.
like? What do they think it like is then? If it's like a real thing?
I don't think that was the agenda of the. It was a couple of years ago that we watched it. I don't think that was the agenda.
So they offered no explanation for
They're
what
like,
it
they just said it's like this is real, and like let's.
did some like kind of patient vignettes.
Then let's
type
yeah,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
From
this
all
is a
walks
real
of life.
person.
And like they
to-
also
And then there's like
Right.
footage of their fucked up like
Right.
Yeah.
scars and their sores and like close-ups
yeah,
of like the
yeah.
colors of the fibers. It's like
and they also like
it's not. It would be a tough watch for some people.
right.
It's making my skin crawl just talking
Right.
about it. But
Yeah, fair enough.
man,
They also just talked about a lot of different. There's like a slate of diseases out there or conditions that the medical community doesn't believe in. Like they don't believe it's real. So, and like Lyme disease is one of those. I mean, it's like there's
wait, so the Lyme disease isn't recognized as existing?
just the extreme like like symptoms that people can have.
Oh,
like
I
it's
see.
taken a long time for like that to be like accepted as
Right.
something that's really
Well,
happening.
it wasn't. What do they call it? Gulf War syndrome.
Oh.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
dismissed. And I
Oh, that's
think,
a weird one. Like, there's some other. I think there's some connection with like military bases that.
Well,
Was there
Lyme,
like something in Cuba too, where there's like some,
Havana syndrome.
Yeah.
But
I don't know
that's
that
like
one.
an energy weapon. So that's like
yeah.
shooting microwaves at people and like burning them, right? And like that's actually real, I believe. I think that's confirmed now.
Isn't that the same thing as Gulf War syndrome? Or
Oh,
I
I'm
thought
not
there's
sure.
like some.
I
I thought there was like some
think Gulf War syndrome was like that. Maybe Saddam Hussein did have like.
chemical weapons.
Chemical
Okay,
weapons.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember this Havana thing where they did think it was like some remote attack or something. It was
yeah.
like some weapons test or something.
Right.
Because like people were getting these like people at this military base in Cuba were getting these like weird symptoms or something.
Yeah.
and, like they couldn't really.
It's like burns on their skin, basically, right?
Yeah.
But Lyme disease is like a confirmed escaped bioweapon, right? No?
I thought you got it from ticks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was like they were testing it on an island, I believe. It was like being developed as a bioweapon spread through ticks that like escaped the Lyme island, I believe.
wow, that's
It's,
News to me, but I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
wouldn't dismiss that idea for sure.
I need to get my citations for that because I'm just repeating something I heard. So don't take that face value, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't put anything past these motherfuckers.
They did that in Australia. Like they released a virus to get rid of the rabbit population
Oh,
called
wow.
myxomatosis, which is like just a virus that was released into the wild because they introduced rabbits there in the first place, and then they're like, okay, this is like fucking up the ecosystem, so we need to get rid of it.
Right.
So yeah, that's what they did.
Did it work?
Lanternflies.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's get down to brass tacks. COVID, was it made in a lab? Dan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
God.
think that's confirmed now, isn't it? Like, I think that's officially like it was. I don't know. I like. Okay. If it's not already the official narrative, like it makes the most sense out of any explanation, right?
I mean, after I got it last year for the first time, and after I had it, I was like, this feels synthetic.
Yeah. I had that same experience. I was like, this is unlike anything.
It doesn't
really
feel like any other type of
Yeah, it
sickness
felt-
I've ever had in my life.
Synthetic. I don't know how else
Yeah.
to put it. It wasn't like anything else. I was like, this is from a fucking lab. I don't care what anybody says.
The most standout feature for me, I think, was that it like just dragged on forever, right? Like 2 weeks into, or even a week into it, like you'd be fine by midday, and then like 7 p.m. rolls around, and like you're still feeling shitty in a way that no flu, no
Right.
cold has ever like
The
hit me
brain
that way.
fog's real weird.
Yeah.
And there's
yeah.
not, I think, when you have like a flu or a cold, like there's the way to feel comfort. You're like, oh, wrap myself in a blanket, have some soup, like watch some TV. I don't think those ways to address a sickness do not work with COVID. Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like it feels painful in that way that you're like, and like, I think that's what feels so unnatural about it, is that it just is, it's, yeah, it really feels off. You just feel off,
Yeah.
and it in a unsettling way.
Yeah, I remember I never confirmed if it was or was. I think I had it at least. Like, I think I did have it once. Like I never fully confirmed it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. It definitely lasted longer than I would expect. It didn't. I mean, it was only just like a week or so, but it still felt like it was dragging longer than like a normal flu would. I would say it felt kind of weird. I think by the time I caught it here, I felt like it was probably pretty degraded in terms of strength. Like I caught it really towards the tail end of when it was like really going around here. So I think it probably wasn't as strong as if I caught it earlier, maybe.
I mean,
But,
we didn't get it until like last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
So, and if that is what it was like, degraded after years of
Well, I don't know if it degrades or mutates.
or
to
whatever,
get
but like
weaker,
if that was
maybe.
a lower level
yeah.
strength, like thank God we didn't get it when it
Yeah.
was.
Well, I mean, people were dying from
Yeah.
the first wave, right? Like people were
Fake news.
could
But
be,
so,
could be.
do you remember
Yeah.
the videos circulated earlier of like people dropping dead all of a sudden in the middle of the street in China?
No.
No one remembers this?
No.
No?
It probably never even came to America. I mean,
Oh, the videos?
yeah. Just,
Oh, I think they were around, but I don't know how they would have been circulating. But that I think was all like
Hoax.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know why they would put that out. But like that wasn't what COVID was like, right? Like no
No.
one was walking down the street and then suddenly
then
just
just-
dying,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, well, I mean, no one was
like okay,
yeah, like,
respiratory arrest after
Yeah.
like long pneumonia, basically, right? But
Right.
you wouldn't just be walking down
Yeah, it
the
was
street
just, like,
and fall
drop-
over.
drop
But
in
that's the
the-
No,
videos
people-
that was
Yeah.
circulated at the time, right?
Okay, I don't remember that either, but I do remember people
that
getting
does ring a bell now,
Yeah.
actually.
I do remember the hospitalizations early on, but I don't remember hearing people just like dropping off in the street. But
CIA says lab leak most likely source of COVID outbreak, January 25th, 2020. 25.
Well, see, now if the CIA
Yeah.
says
Well,
so,
now it's probably
now I'm not so sure. Now I think
Yeah.
it must be the opposite.
So that could be like a double psyop where they're like trying to get you to think it's not the case by saying
What
it
does
is,
Rogan
right?
say?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Lab leak. Yeah, so even like immediately after the beginning of COVID, there was a YouTuber called Lao Y86, I believe, who did some interesting research on the lab in question, where essentially there were like it was confirmed that they were doing like coronavirus research. And he like dug up the instance of some kind of something happening there, and then the researchers being pulled from the public website of it. Fuzzy on the details, but he was quick to point out like that there was a cover up happening there that you could see through the website, through publicly accessible information at the time. Yeah. I am always conscious of not having the like exact facts to point towards, but in
Right.
terms of like most likely sources, it makes the most sense, right? The wet pangolin eating a bat soup, I don't know, wet market, like it just doesn't make any sense when you compare it to
Kind of a racist cover story. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, and also just like feels like they did watch Contagion, and they were like, okay, like take out Gwyneth Paltrow and just add in a bat, and that's what the story is. We're gonna spread. I mean,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Back on movies, has anyone seen The Sadness?
No.
That's great. But yeah, COVID era zombie horror movie made by a Canadian in Taiwan, I believe. Canadian director, Canadian writer, I can't remember, but some Canadian Thai. Very sad, depressing movie, but very well done.
So it lives up to the title.
Yes.
It's the sadness.
Yeah.
I love how like there's just been people have kind of collectively agreed that like there doesn't need to be like COVID novels or something.
Right.
Like people are just like, yeah, we're not going to do this. Like,
Well, it's funny.
oh God, knock
It's
on
sorta-
wood. It's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna happen.
you think?
I've read a couple actually
You know who's
where
gonna
it
write
like
it?
uses it as a plot point.
You're gonna definitely have COVID memoirs from like people who were like in middle school during COVID.
Or it's like a metaphorical.
I feel like I don't know, because like there hasn't been. It's been pretty. I feel like it's at the point where it would have. I feel like people just kind of decided collectively not to do it because it's kind of a dumb idea. But I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe in the future, yeah, like people who were very young during it or something. But I feel like it's probably gonna have to be like 20 years in the future or something, where it'll just be like some weird historical plot point or something.
I definitely don't want it in movies. Like I
Or-
just
Or
we're in
books, like, yeah.
movies. It is inherently made up fantasy land. Like,
Yeah,
can we?
yeah.
It like
Yeah.
I feel like, even during COVID, like it just sort of felt like when you're watching a movie where it takes place in France and everyone's speaking English.
Yeah.
I feel like your brain is making the logical leap, they are speaking French, but like since I understand English, this is how I understand it. I feel like that's the way I don't want to see a mask in a movie ever. Ever.
Yeah. That's what I mean, right? Like I feel like it would just like either bum people out or just they'd be like, come on, like I don't need to
it's
see
like
this.
I don't
like,
even
yeah.
and it's like it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's like
But even
cool.
like memoir, like who wants to read a COVID memoir? Like it's such a like it just like there's no, it wouldn't be fun or I don't know, enlightening, I guess. Like would anyone, is there anything to really take from that, I guess? So
I mean, I think you can there was a spate of like COVID era movies that they're not they're not about
Right.
COVID, but
Yeah.
you could tell that
They're
it's
like
like they're
influence-
filmed in one location.
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and in
yeah.
like
Yeah.
a room,
And they're
you
like
know?
about being trapped somewhere.
and about being
yeah.
trapped.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like what comes to mind is bodies.
Yes, yeah.
Was, very had that tone, even though it wasn't about COVID at all.
correct, but like there's like these things that were made during COVID
Yeah,
that like have these. Maybe the viewer doesn't know what the restrictions were, but like you can feel that there were
Right.
limitations in the making of the
Right.
film.
But Justin, wasn't COVID like a defining period of your life?
It was for me, yeah. But my like, I think like the way.
And
this-
aren't you a writer?
Yeah. So
Isn't
wait,
it possible that maybe
I think
you
what,
could write the COVID novel?
I think what I decided. Well, so I am writing a short novel. I guess you could call it a short novel. I mean, it's part of a bigger book, but like I'm writing about my personal experiences during it. But I've decided that like it being COVID is like so inessential to it that I can just like set it during a normal time period, even though it's things that I did personally during COVID. Just because I didn't like lock down, I guess. Like I didn't really like change. Like if anything, it made certain things easier that I was doing at the time, rather than. I mean, we didn't really.
Yeah.
Did we?
I
we
mean, there was no formal lockdown in Japan
so we
to
didn't
begin
really,
with.
I mean, we were just out partying and living our lives, and
Yeah, I mean, I'd be careful with words. I guess the particular choice, like not that we were hitting the club every night.
well,
But
we were
yeah,
certainly
I mean,
doing a
we're
lot
having
of-
social gatherings.
We're having a lot of
yeah.
parties. I mean,
Yeah,
there was certainly a lot of parties
yeah,
were occurring
yeah.
during that time.
and people who were out at the time were looking for those kinds of opportunities, basically, right?
So I thought about trying to. I was like, would there be any point to like including a COVID context in this? And I was like, it would just.
Not
I felt like
really,
it would just
yeah.
end up distracting from what it's like actually about.
It's a good way to stir up controversy, I guess, because
But I feel like it would be
partying during
weirdly-
COVID does not read well.
Right.
Not in America.
The people got canceled for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like it's
Like
Yeah.
was Rita Ora like threw a party in England during COVID, and she had
I always feel like her name is like some Latin term or something.
Rita Ora.
It's like
it rolls off your tongue.
Sub Rosa Rita
Yeah,
Ora,
Rita
or
Ora,
like I feel like it's like some terminology, like legal terminology or something.
Yeah.
Like
But yeah, she had to like apologize, and like I think
for what? For like
for
going to
having a
party or
party,
something?
like
Okay,
she had a
yeah.
party.
Yeah.
I think it was a birthday
Well,
party.
there are
or
like
something.
legal restrictions, right? You couldn't have people
Yep.
more than X people in your
Yeah.
apartment or whatever.
Yeah.
That was like,
I don't know if that was a law.
it wasn't a law.
I think it was very like
Strong, encouraged.
it was sort of Japanese
Yeah.
style where it was like just like hyper taboo, like very struggling.
But no
encouraged.
one would like you couldn't get like arrested if you were like
I think if you
don't
like if you were like
so.
charging like
But they could like charge you for like a
not in your
noise.
house, like in a public, like you couldn't do something like public.
but if you were like having a party at your house, like
I don't think you
would-
could get arrested for that.
you couldn't
right?
yeah, like you no like
Unless you were like charging tickets or something, yeah.
okay, but let's say you had like a party at your house and you like charged entrance, would
I
you
think
get
They could
During-
shut that down. Yeah.
during quarantine, yeah, I think they could that.
Well, like in Australia, people were getting arrested for like not having their mask up, right? In the park. You don't know this?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like
yeah.
I remember there's a particularly dystopian video of like basically the lady, I think, was trying to like she was holding a coffee cup
Yeah.
and using that as an excuse to not have her mask
Sure.
up, and she got like arrested for it.
Okay, yeah.
And granted, but I mean, yeah, like she was trying to get around the rule or whatever, but the rule is completely draconian, right? So-
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember riding the bus like after quarantine was kind of lifted, and there's a guy and he's got his mask on, and he had to ask the bus driver a question. He gets up, he walks over to the bus driver, he takes off his mask
To ask the
to ask
question.
the
He's like,
question. So it's just like and I wasn't mad at this guy. It was just sort of like being out in the world again and seeing this was like, yeah, these people are not doctors or nurses. Like they are not trained.
Right.
And so it's just because, or like, it's like when they would make like grade schoolers wear them, and the
And
grade
they're,
schoolers
like,
are like putting it in their
covered
mouth.
in snot.
Snot, so
I've worked with grade schoolers. They just have the boys just have snot constantly.
And you're just like, what are we doing here? Is this better for people?
Yeah, they're
to
not
be doing?
magic talismans. If they aren't,
Yeah. Go. Sorry.
yeah, if they're not magic. You have to use them appropriately,
Right. Yeah.
or they're not. You know,
Or they're not
But-
going to work.
So
Yeah.
what COVID really exposed to me was, I guess, the capacity for belief that people seem to have inherently, and they need to put it in something essentially. And so it became trust the science, or like masks work, and you are a Nazi if you think otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
Like a little paper filter is gonna like save you from, I don't know, like, okay, I'll
Well,
catch like
I mean, it
droplets.
definitely
It's an
became a
aerosolized
very
virus.
visual cue
right.
for like who's good and who's bad.
Yeah.
It was definitely like like that Dr. Seuss, like Sneetches, like stars upon ours type of thing, where like you've got stars, you don't, and like the people with stars are better.
Star-bellied Sneetch.
Yeah.
It did become this kind of like, like visual signifier, where it's like, okay, by wearing a mask, I'm saying I'm vaccinated.
Yeah.
I was social distancing. It was like sort of like, it was almost like good manners.
Right.
Yeah. And fair enough. Yeah, good manners, I guess. Like it makes sense, but it turns into like kind of
Like kind of sour.
social game.
Yeah,
right?
it was a social game. Too.
Yeah.
Well, then there's like the forever maskers. Like it's like
Yeah.
they're just like still like
Still at it.
for a certain type of like delusional like left winger, like COVID is still going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's people who still haven't come out of
We talked
isolation
about
or whatever.
We talked about this a little bit. Like we definitely knew some people that, or at least I did, that were like COVID casualties, I guess, where they just got like so into their own not going outside, and
Yeah.
they just kind of like really retreated and kind of didn't recover, I guess, or didn't get back out after.
Yeah, there's still people probably who
Yeah.
like just haven't reintegrated, right?
I think so. Yeah.
And we won't even be aware of their existence, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they just dropped off the map, basically. Yeah, and like the other thing it exposed to me, I guess, is it seems like 60% of people are authoritarians, basically.
It's probably
like-
higher, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty higher.
Like the majority of people basically want, daddy to tell them what to do, right?
It's probably higher than 60%, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The majority, at least, like it definitely felt to me like
mm.
the majority of people are actually like that. Like I'm super
Well, I think
great.
people here maybe would at least like in Japan would maybe even admit that. But in
yeah.
America, they want that. But they also like scream about freedom,
Right.
Right.
While
Yeah.
still wanting to be. It's more like conflicted and confused.
Yeah.
Which is like what's annoying. If you would just like be honest about it and like coherent, then I could like be like, all right, well, this is human nature, and so be
Yeah.
it. But yeah, these people that are like, we believe in liberty and freedom, but then they want like, and then on the other side, they totally vote for these authoritarian.
Right.
They're cop worshippers, and like it's all preposterous.
It was a very tricky situation because I think maybe not so much like people wanted someone to tell them what to do. The people were scared, right? So like they were like, what do we do? Like we need something. Like how do we what we need to be able to do something. And so
It's totally misplaced anxiety, though, right?
correct. And so that you've got the people who are like listening, they're like, okay, well, I'll like the scientist said this and I will do this. And like, I think that in the beginning, most people were in the same boat where like, we're scared. We're going to listen to what these people are doing or like what the scientists are saying. They're advising us this, but then it kept like shifting, and I think
and going on longer
and going on longer
Yeah.
and longer and longer, and then it it became, and then, it's in practice too, where you're seeing people sneezing into their masks.
Wait, do you sneeze in, or do you take it off, or do you sneeze in it?
You
you get to lose.
People here would take it off and then sneeze and then put it back on.
All right.
That's what I would have done.
Right. And so then you have people who are like, you're trying to listen to these scientists, and then they're just keep changing what you should be doing. And now it's this, and now it's this, and now it's this. And then you're living in the world and seeing how absurd what these things, this advice and practice is doing, that I think people then got sick of it.
I never even really wore a mask. I just went like full bank robber.
Yeah.
I just like wore a bandana.
You wore the bandana. Yeah.
And that was fine unless you had to like go to the airport. And then they're like, you have to put on a real mask. I'm like, all right. But I mean, I felt bad for people that had to like wear a real mask like at a job for like 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's like you start to like smell your own bad breath, and it like hurts your ears.
It's
and
not
like,
good. I mean, we need oxygen.
I mean, it's one thing to like have to like pop one on because you're running into the store.
Sure.
But then to like have to wear that for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
There's like people that had like the full like face shield or whatever. Remember, there's like people that were wearing these like elaborate masks that were like,
double masking.
Well, they're so gross because like anybody has a little bit of spittle sometimes when they talk. So then they'd have like that like on their little fucking face shield and like,
Yeah. I mean, so the issue with the science aspect as well is like who the scientists were and who you could trust, who couldn't trust.
Right.
That was subject to the same social games.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Like anyone who came out with an opinion that went, against the grain was quite publicly maybe silenced, right? Like
That's correct.
deplatformed, or algorithm kicks you off or whatever. And there are plenty of dissenting voices basically trying to pull the brakes on some initiatives.
Right.
That, like, at least whoever was making the rules did not seem to be fond of their opinion, right?
Right.
And not like they weren't qualified, right? Like I think one of them was the main researcher on mRNA vaccines, or what was it, PCR testing? I can't remember, but some pretty prominent medical figure who, was not in favor of the narrative and was not too kindly treated as such.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that stinks too, because like that, that just makes everything worse. Where it's like you can't have a lot of voice. Basically, it's like it feels like at least in America, you have to have like a marketing campaign, and a rollout of like this is the slogan, right? And if that makes it so there's no room for a continuum of like actually, this is an approach, and this is an approach, and this is an approach. We are not in the boardroom where we're seeing 5 pitches of the approach, the narrative to take. The government, these scientists are deciding this is the approach that wins. This is what we're going to roll out as the marketing campaign to America. And then these other 4 approaches, which, we had just considered, those are swept off the table, and now those people discredited, or like we can't even hear from them anymore. So it's it's weird.
it seemed like a total like cynical money grab by the pharmaceutical industry basically. And like I'm not the first to make this point, but it seems that basically the only way that vaccines could make money or be available, get the emergency use authorization, was if there were no other known treatments.
Right.
And so the game by pharmaceutical money became to basically discredit any alternate approach, right? And force everyone into this highly monetized like treatment, if it can even be called that.
It's the case with a lot of things, like, psychiatric medication,
right?
Kind of the same thing,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Where all of the alternative, medications, approaches,
right,
treatments, those all become, that's for crazy people. That doesn't work.
Right.
There's like a campaign to discredit them so that everything is funneled into the thing that is getting the most money for the biggest corporation.
Yeah. Like what Canada's former Prime Minister Trudeau, he like signed some crazy contract to guarantee like 10 years of COVID vaccines.
That guy was such a fucking shithead.
Yeah,
like
he sucked.
He was just the fucking worst. I mean,
yeah. So the situation I was in was that I could not fly back to visit family in Canada because, like, constitutionally, the government would accept me, but they were not allowing anyone who wasn't vaccinated to fly out of the country.
So you could get in, but you couldn't get back out, right?
Yeah. So that's awfully convenient for, I don't know, whatever financial, political, authoritative interest, right? Like,
right.
I mean, I got vaccinated more like just because like my family wanted me to. It was just like I just wanted to, whatever.
Yeah.
I got vaccinated.
I get it.
Yeah. It was just I went the path of least resistance.
Right.
I didn't really care either way.
Yeah.
But then there were people that were very upset with people who didn't get vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
To which I would say, what if the vaccine had come out when Trump was still president?
Right.
And Trump was like, "We have the best vaccine.
Yeah.
You have to take our fantastic vaccine. Would you have taken
Would
it
you
then?"
have taken it? Yeah.
And they're all kind of like, "Oh yeah, probably not."
It's really awkward.
I wouldn't have.
If
it was the Trump vaccine, I would have been like, hey, "Get this the fuck away from me."
The awkward thing is, it was right. Like it came out of Project Warp Speed, Operation Warp Speed, or whatever, which like happened and it was initiated under him, right?
Well, you're right. Yeah.
And like Trump is super proud of these vaccines, and his base is not happy with them. Like they boo him when he brings it up, right? It's a very awkward situation.
The best vaccine. It's a wonderful vaccine.
Yeah, it's curious timing with that. Like, it is funny that it just came in just in the Biden little window. Like, if it happened now, it's interesting to see what.
Well, there was that flip, right? Because when it was first announced under Trump, like the left-leaning people were like, "I'd never take this," like I never, blah blah blah, whatever. And then like exact same product, exact same Operation Warp Speed under a different government. And now, like, you're a Trump supporter if you don't take it, right?
Right,
like
exactly.
It just makes
crazy.
no sense.
It's crazy.
And that was the whole thing with, like, the COVID topsy-turvy world was just, like, that flip kept happening over and over, right?
Back and forth. Yeah, you're like,
Vaccine rollout, it's 100% safe, 100% effective. If you get the vaccine, you won't get infected, right? And then, like, over the course of a month, like that they had to completely walk that back. I don't even know where they finally landed, but like
I don't know either.
Well, I mean, I remember like the idea was going back, it was everyone's going to get COVID, but the idea of social distancing, wearing masks, and all this was that we would stagger it. So we didn't all get it at once.
What was it
and
called?
Like over
Stop the spread.
So we didn't all like
Stop the
all
spread,
end
baby.
up in the hospital at the same time. And then once that was kind of accomplished, then it was like, well, then you're just supposed to like
keep
not
doing
get
this?
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, what? All right.
Yeah.
What is it? Like, if we're all gonna get it, then and we didn't like flood the hospitals. What's this charade?
What are we continuing to do at this point? you know?
To what end?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the blaming, like the mutations are causing by, the anti-vaxxers, right? There's that narrative, but it was probably the exact opposite. It was probably like the leaky vaccine and those people getting infected causing further mutation. Potentially, I don't know. I'm not an expert. But that makes more sense to me than
Viruses do mutate naturally though, and that's why like I feel like probably, at least from my personal experience and people I know who had it, I feel like probably the earlier 2019, 2020 was more
tough.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Whereas like if you, I mean, I guess everyone's experience is a little bit different, but
that's how it's gonna go, right?
I feel like
we're talking about AIDS earlier this evening, and it sounds like that's through the same thing, right?
Well, not really, because that is,
well, it was like killing people when it first came out, but now like it.
I think that probably happened to AIDS within the first couple years in the 80s though, because that's what
it was. That was killing people for quite a while.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, like killing them within
like quickly,
like 3 months or something, right? Rather than like I don't know 30 years or something,
right?
But so yeah, it feels like that's sort of happened, but I feel like that probably happened earlier, and it's like within the early 1980s, I want to say, because the first couple of years it was like just people dropping,
just like
dead
decimated,
like
community,
wiping people out, right? Yeah.
But now the strain is like less. It's not just the presence of PrEP and whatever, right? It's like this.
I think
the actual virus is probably
natural weakening too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could be wrong, but I would suggest that. But at the same time, if you get it and do nothing, like you probably will eventually get like AIDS. So
So when I first got COVID, it was under the Omicron time, right? Which was that was
very contagious.
Very contagious, but pretty mild overall.
Right.
And again, don't quote me on this, but I remember this sticking out in my memory around the time that Omicron became present, and some researchers were like sequencing it. And they also, basically the conclusion was that Omicron was actually like also came out of a lab. Like it wasn't a natural evolution of COVID, which is kind of an interesting idea. So like what was being suggested basically was that it was like a white hat type situation where they bred COVID down to a mild but highly contagious version as a natural vaccine.
So that more people would get it.
Yeah.
So that so then they could develop the like antibodies.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know if that's true, but it's an interesting idea. And if there are people in the world who take that upon themselves, then I don't know how I feel about that, because it could also backfire terribly.
Yeah.
But at least in Omicron conditions, it makes more sense to me than locking down forever and subscribing to Pfizer for the rest of your life or whatever. Yeah.
Well, I got a lot of my book done during COVID.
Okay. Silver lining.
He did.
Yeah.
Aaron loved COVID.
Yeah, COVID was great.
Yeah, the lack of FOMO during that time was kind of nice, right?
It was liberating.
Yeah.
Aaron was in heaven. Just like didn't have to do anything except work on the book.
Yes, it was fine by me. Let's do it again.
Is that when you got the majority of it done, or was it?
I got a big chunk done.
Okay,
yeah. I couldn't tell you specifically, but I that's when I was going the most hard, and like I wasn't like. Well, and then I was also getting like money from the government.
You getting money from the government?
Yeah. They were just giving out stimulus checks.
Oh, there was some of those, right? I think.
Yeah, they were getting.
There's like 3 of those, right?
Yeah.
Was there more?
It was going pretty steady for a minute there, and then like my grandmother died, and I got some money. So I wasn't taking on any other work. I was turning down freelance work. I was just like, I wasn't going out, and I was just like, I had money coming in, and I was just working on that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good situation.
Let's leak some more viruses.
No.
Let's leak some.
The thing is, we're paying for that time now, right? Like, I think a lot of the economic fallout is
absolutely
like just reeling. And interestingly enough, from the U.S., I think I don't think Japan had the crazy inflation that the U.S. did, but the money that the U.S. was printing at the time, I think, destabilized the.
Probably a knock-on effect.
It absolutely triggered inflation, which is, annoying. It's just like these companies just like, oh, people are spending money, we better fucking raise prices. And they just, it's like.
Yeah. Well, it's just supply and demand ultimately, I guess, right? Like if there's more money in the market, then prices need to go up because there's not more eggs, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if, I don't know.
I mean, I'm no economist. I
Me
just
neither.
know, like, I feel like there's ways that this could be handled better.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, it was weird. Like money was like free during that time, and like there was a crypto boom because of that, because everyone just had a bunch of money lying around that they had to put into assets.
Dump
right?
into something, right?
Yeah.
Well, then people weren't going out, so they put their money towards like kind of like more like around the house kind of hobbies.
Mhm.
You know, like people started collecting comic books again, or
Making sourdough bread,
sourdough bread was one of them.
gardening,
yeah.
knitting.
Sounds so wholesome.
Yes.
Is it still happening? Are people still wholesome?
Do people still have hobbies?
I guess I got into motorcycling around that time.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
If it was a little bit later, like I don't know if you got
2022.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Not super early period though.
Not
But,
super
yeah.
early. No. Got through most of Cumtown in 2020, 2021.
You're just watching podcasts, or
Yeah. Well, not watching,
You're listening
listening,
to 'em,
but yeah.
Gotta listen to someone's voice if you're
Gotta
not
listen
going
to
to see
something,
them
yeah,
in
yeah.
person.
Right.
Gotta hear human voices.
That's why we haven't blown up, or we're 5 years too late to launching this.
Yeah.
Right.
Wasn't there like some voice only social media or something?
Oh yeah. Clubhouse.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was like being pushed as like the next big thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, what, really? Like, I just remember like
Yeah.
someone.
Clubhouse?
You didn't
Yeah.
hear
It was
about
like
this?
supposed to be
Yeah.
this like voice only.
It was like, it was
Social
voice
media.
only social media, and you could like hang out in little clubhouses.
It was
Yeah.
basically live podcasting, kind of like.
Oh, that sounds dreadful.
There were some
Yeah.
people at the start who were like taking it really seriously.
Yeah, and, like,
they
there
were
were-
like, "Wow, this is gonna be like the next thing." Or like,
And
there's
I
people
think
who
there were like
really-
people who moved over there who were like, "This is like I'm going to be a star on
Yeah,
Clubhouse.
yeah.
Like this is going to be the next big thing."
Yeah, well, that's
and it
what-
went away.
yeah, yeah.
Like I
I've
thought
never heard of
about
it.
Clubhouse in so long.
That's why I was. Yeah, like I remember I thought about
Oh.
it. I thought about it maybe a few weeks ago, and I was like, "That's so stupid." Like,
Yeah,
why
like
was
what
that,
a
like,
stupid idea.
Why was that like a thing that people thought would?
Well, I
catch
mean,
on?
I
Yeah.
remember.
It still kind of exists in the form of Twitter Spaces, though, right?
Yeah.
X Spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not even in the Gen Z era, like a support of voice notes. Like I don't like that. Like just text me.
Yeah.
Send me an email, really. But like, yeah,
I don't
like,
know. I don't know who like people that like sending voice messages seem
Well, I think like
insane to me. Like
Yes.
I know a few people that do it, and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
why
well,
are you doing
I'm
this?
at work. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Like, I just
Well,
I don't
I
get
have
what
to
is like.
listen to this.
yeah.
Yeah, like
I mean, it's a misuse of technology because, like, right under the like send voice clip button, for me at least, is the voice to text.
Yeah.
So
Just do that.
yeah, just do that, right?
I just,
like
And it takes longer to like listen to something.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
it's
like,
like
what-
you're stealing the other person's time.
Yes,
basically.
you
it seems
are.
like it
Yeah.
does. Like I know a few people who do
Yeah.
it, like
And they are
semi-regularly.
narcissists,
And, yeah. Like not to put too fine a point on it,
Right.
But I'm just like every time they do it, I'm like, what? And then
What?
like I don't respond, and they're like, oh, did you read?
Didn't
like,
you get my
hear it?
voice
I'm
note?
like, I'm at my job. Like, what?
Like, I
what
can't
are you
listen to
doing?
this.
Yeah, like,
If you want to leave me a voice
Yeah.
message, leave me a voicemail.
yeah, or
Right.
something. Yeah, like, but like sending it over like line or
Yeah.
like
It's
Signal or
such an
something, It's
imposition.
like so
Yeah.
annoying.
Well,
yeah.
to be fair, our friend James probably feels the same way of this whole voice video endeavor, right?
Which James?
Well, like he was requesting like a transcript of the podcast, right?
James
Was it Champagne, right?
Yeah.
He
Aaron
requested-
starts laughing.
James is automatically funny. He requested it. Would it be possible to get a transcript?
Oh
of-
no.
Yeah.
like like a binder, a complete transcript for send it to James.
He has he has so many documents. Like he posted something in the Discord the other day about like it was just weird. It came up like some random book that we were talking about. I think it was like Clive Barker or something, and it was just some random book that a few people have read, and like he produced like his notes on it.
I saw that.
So he had like at least like 2 pages worth of like completely like he like made this little outline or something. I'm like, what is this for? Like, I mean, it's just a book. He's like, like, did you see it? I'm like,
I saw it. I didn't like
I just
look at it closely.
I just couldn't work out like what it was for. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not like he was researching it or like writing an article.
I think that just helps him remember the book.
But then he said like he didn't. Like he's like, oh, I don't remember that or something. Or he's like, let me look at my notes. Oh, I don't remember what. And I'm like, why did you do this then? Like,
I think sometimes he'll just sort of track repetitions.
Yeah, he does like strange. He does very strange things like that.
Or I mean, I think it's just for some people, just the act of maybe having like some sort of note process.
Yeah.
Just keeps their mind
attention
active,
focus or something.
Yeah, or like just in case something comes up, they really do want to have.
I sort of get it, and like I will.
I underline stuff in books. I mean, I almost like never go back and look at it. But
like creating like an entire print page just to like log each chapter. Like
I don't do that unless I'm like doing research.
Yeah, I'm like, do you do this to like every book you read? Like, where do you keep these? Like, there's just so many questions that like I didn't have answers to. Like, but yeah, that's James. So not much would surprise me with his anything really. reading habits, or any issues.
We're all good. We just had a little
we had to
an outage.
A video outage, but it's back on.
Okay,
so just more editing work for me. I'll be right back.
I think we should push this one a little bit longer because I did want to talk a little bit more about creative stuff, I guess. So I mean, we sort of did, but we detoured a little bit with COVID stuff. But Aaron, what do you like plan? Like, so you said you're not really, are you planning like a follow-up to this, or like, I don't
know what a follow-up is. It's what, more work? Yeah, I'm doing more work.
Yeah. But I mean, are you going to do like, I guess anything, is this just like a one-off in the sense like a work of this length or like this format or like this sort of?
It's hard to say.
You just don't. Yeah, I mean, it might just be too early, right? To say, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make. Yeah, who knows? I just kind of do what I want to do when I do it.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, everyone's a little bit different. Like
Valerie laughed.
Yeah,
he sure does.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's right.
He's a Taurus.
Yeah,
he's a Taurus, right? Yeah.
Aaron will like circle things for a while,
some people
and just
like
sort of, and then like maybe
I think there's like
I'll say, hey, maybe you should do a book about that, and then like 6 years later, he's like, I'm doing a book about this. You're like, you are?
I feel like there is.
Great idea.
I feel like, so I feel like some people are very like, some people think like, I don't know, 3 books ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, like I kind of don't. I mean, I sort of do, but like I usually don't have like more than 1 or 2 fully realizable projects ahead.
I've got folders and notes and research materials and all manner of things for. I don't know. I've kind of learned not to talk about projects that.
Oh, do you believe that? Or
it's not like a superstition. I just find like, I don't like to talk about stuff until I've it's done.
I'll just fully talk. I'll just be like, yeah, this is how it ends. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do
I
that.
know,
Like,
it's not-
to me, it just makes
He has a couple ideas.
To me, it just makes no
like,
difference. Yeah,
I've just found like there's
Yeah.
things I thought I was going to do, then I just ended up not doing them.
Yeah.
Which I guess who cares? I like said some interview that I'm like,
Okay,
I'm gonna do
yeah,
this,
yeah.
but then I just didn't.
I usually know if I'm gonna seriously do something or not, and if I know I'm seriously gonna do it, then talking about it or not makes no difference, really. I mean,
maybe it is
a lot of-
superstition.
yeah, a lot of people say that, like they'll be like, "Oh, don't tell anyone about it if you haven't finished." I'm like, nah, it doesn't matter really to me. How motivated I am, I guess, by to actually do it, but yeah.
We have another 10 minutes on this SD card before it'll fill up.
Okay.
So we can cut and continue.
Yeah, we can
or-
maybe cut and continue a little bit. I feel like we should do a double length or something, or
Depends.
It is
Yeah, I mean,
10:30.
don't want to.
10:30,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't want to monopolize our
yeah, we
guest
don't monopolize
time
the
too
time
much.
too much, but we could go on a little bit longer. At least
Could probably
10
do a
minutes.
quick.
He doesn't even ask.
We could probably monopolize their time slightly.
35 minutes of karaoke.
35 minutes of karaoke.
Just 35 minutes.
That should be like a Per Ubu song. 35 minutes.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
35
karaoke.
minutes of karaoke is very funny.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't have like any. You're
He's
not like
actively working
you're not
on
actively.
Working on anything like this.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay.
But just kind of like editing and getting together some other like projects.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I got quite a few balls in the air.
and just like his work as a publisher.
Right, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'll say
lot
this.
of-
You can expect to see some stuff from Church Ghost in 2026.
yeah.
There's just been a lot of stuff in development that just takes time with like, editing and book design and dealing with printers and kind of scheduling. But there should be some stuff coming out next year. There absolutely
And
will
there's-
be.
some of that stuff is pretty cool.
I think
think.
so.
I mean, you must have been.
Notable names.
I guess you must have been pretty burned out too, like when you finished it, right? Or did you feel there was like?
I don't think he
some-
knew what to do with himself.
Yeah,
Did you
that's
feel
true.
weird
Yeah,
like
he was-
finishing
it
it?
was-
Or did you,
Well, it was done, but it
Yeah.
wasn't out.
okay. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like so. There's that limbo.
yeah.
And like Aaron's process of working on this book, I mean, it was 7 years, you
Yeah.
know, and, what I like about this book so much is that it's not your typical graphic novel. It's more like an illustrated history. you
Yeah,
know?
we kind of got into that in the first half of this. We were like kind of analyzing, like it's not, like is it even
Right. It like
a
well, how do
graphic
you,
no- yeah, like,
what do you like?
yeah.
It's sort of like it's a genre unto itself. Like not. I'm not trying to like talk you up so much, but like it really is just like a singular piece, and his process of creating this, what took some time.
Yeah.
He worked for, he did like I was always laughing because, every time I looked over, he was like redoing stuff that he had already done.
In the first half that we did, like he said that he like junked like 100 pages or
Yep.
something, or like almost
Probably
like,
more.
probably more.
Junked,
Okay, yeah,
like
yeah.
100 pages, and then also he would just slice portions of these pages off and then like read like so like there's a lot of like Frankenstein stuff
Yeah,
if you're looking
yeah.
at the original.
Did you have any
Book.
crazy cuts you had to do? Getting a bit technical, but like. did
Oh,
you
yeah,
have, like,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. One of
Just
those?
yeah,
Okay.
I mean the preciseness of like I like some of these pages I don't even know how like they're staying together, like they were just so sliced up. And so but like I was always laughing because it was just like it's that idea of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah.
Like me observing him over the years doing it, I'm just like, no, you finished that already, like keep going.
Well, it's a lot, it's different than like, cause I didn't have a finished script when I was drawing. That's like a mistake I wouldn't make again. So I was kind of like like I'd write a chunk and then draw it, and then I'd write a chunk and then draw it. And then I was like, "Ooh, this isn't really matching," and I should have set this up earlier.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of like just dumb mistakes, and because it's not like it's just editing a Word document where you can erase or copy and paste.
It was like drawing things. You got to commit to.
So it was. I definitely did things like the hard way.
But I think if you learned how to do it, though. Like,
I don't think I could have done it any other way, though.
If you did this, if your next book, I think, will be an easier process. I would hope. I would hope.
Do you ever like want to do just something super simple, just like stick figures or something?
Aaron
just
can't
like
even do that. Like he has
just like as a palate cleanse, right?
Maybe I can't.
I'm just saying that, like, you know, there are things that like would be simple that people want, like my dad, let's say. Like you just are so like allergic to.
I used to do these like kind of, this was years ago, these sort of like observational comics about my father, and that like people liked them.
They were very funny.
And Valerie's like, why don't you do more stuff about your dad? And I'm just like,
yeah, I don't want his
to.
dad. His dad's very funny. He was once on the news because he called the local news when he was having problems with his TV. He got like a Roku TV, and like he was getting local TV for Alabama instead of Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then he tried to get it fixed, and I don't know who he was calling.
In my father's defense, it's hard to get customer service
Right.
these days.
So
he called the fucking news.
He called the Action News.
Just like randomly called the news.
Yeah.
And they said a reporter came over.
He also wrote a letter to his congressman. Okay. About this issue. And the Action News came out to his
The only
house.
people that watch the news anymore are people my father's age that have similar problems.
Yeah, so you can like relate to it, right?
Yeah, but
it's not working.
The news station kind of rightly understood that like this would appeal to their demographic.
Right.
So yeah, like there's like it was
such.
I'll see if I can find that on YouTube for you.
So fun. It's one of the funniest. It almost is like a Tim Robinson sort of like. I think you should leave type of like it plays like a parody. Like it almost.
Please find this. I want to see this.
The news station put it out on their website on April 1st, and half of the people
thought it was like an April.
They thought it was an April Fool's
joke, right? Yeah,
joke, but it wasn't. He was fully serious. And but it's so funny. I mean, like they're reporting on this, and like they've got like a close up of Aaron's dad's hand holding a remote, pressing a button, and then it turns red. Like it's just one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, this was like, part of a very long process that Aaron's dad had been talking about for like over 2 years, which was he was cutting the cord. He kept telling us he was.
Heard this expression?
Cutting the cord.
Cutting the cord.
It means it's something boomers were like. It was like a real big decision.
Cable
for
cutters.
Yeah, getting rid of your cable connection and switching to like
Netflix or
streaming or like Roku.
Okay, yeah.
So this was like 2 years.
We're thinking about cutting the cord.
We're thinking about cutting the cord.
Yeah.
It's just like every time we saw them.
Like a big life decision for.
Yeah.
Right. So
or just like watch Netflix or something or YouTube or whatever.
But then it was just like awful because it's like how to use cable though. Like why are you?
You've got them. You can afford it.
Yeah. 70s, like it. In your 70s, deciding to use technology that you don't know how to use.
You got them. You
have the money.
You have the money. You like the service. Yeah. Why are you being bullied?
Into like upgrading or whatever.
To something, you don't understand.
It's like my parents, like they got set up with this like new TV, and they would like go to YouTube.
Yeah.
But they didn't understand that you could like input stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they were just watching what was like recommended.
Yeah.
Oh.
But they'd never put.
They're watching like pimple popping videos or something.
But like they hadn't actually searched for anything. So they, like imagine you just go to a blank.
It's
YouTube,
blank.
Yeah,
It doesn't even have an algorithm.
So they would just follow whatever, like a Mahler concert, like an old movie, like it's something.
Well,
like they just thought that it was like they didn't think that you could like choose what you were gonna watch on YouTube, which is the whole point of YouTube.
I guess.
But,
I guess cable you would turn on a station and get what you get.
So they still had, and so I was there like, and I was showing them. I was like, you can like type, you can like find anything, and like,
Dad, you want Alf? We can watch Alf.
Yeah, so I was trying to like
with commercials.
I don't think like I sort of feel like even after I explained and showed them, like they just didn't.
It still wasn't.
Like,
they're like,
we'll just watch whatever comes up, or like they didn't think that it was like, I guess, worth typing in.
So my dad will drive me crazy because he'll like randomly like fixate on some like random old movie, like something like a biblical epic.
Yeah,
like let's say
The Robe,
Samson and Delilah.
Yeah.
He'll be like, he's like, why can't I watch Samson and Delilah? I was like, what do you mean you can't watch it? He's like, it's not on Netflix.
Like, okay.
And I'm like, all right, well, Dad, Netflix is this magic thing that has everything.
Yeah.
I was like, did you like? You get the DVD from the library.
He just doesn't want to do that.
I'm like, here it is on Amazon. That's like $1.
Yeah.
Or like, and he's just like, won't do it. He just like wants to be like very free and easy.
It's like, I don't work for I don't work for Netflix, so I can't add stuff for you. Like,
but he'll like complain about it forever.
Yeah.
And it's like you really want to watch the fucking movie, Dad? Because if you want to watch the movie,
you can just buy it.
Yeah.
Or
buy
like
it. Yeah, there's like ways.
Yeah.
I don't know, but my idea for a project that I think would be easy and would be popular would be a graphic novel length book of Aaron's My Dad character called My Dad Cuts the Cord.
I've never disagreed. It would be.
I think it would be
very successful.
Yes, it would be very successful. I think it would be easy for you to do, and yet
not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
Not interested.
No, I feel that too. Like, I feel like people always say things like that. They're like, "Why don't you just write like a mystery, or like, why don't you write something that'll just like sell, and then you can make money, and then do what you want?" Like, because it's just like presumably easy to like.
But he did do My Dad before. It's not like I'm trying to. I'm not like you should do this commercial.
I have things like that too, like things that I wrote like 10 years ago or something.
You don't want to revisit it, yeah.
Well, like even if I revisit it, like I just wouldn't write them now. You know,
right?
Like, it's just.
Well,
not
when I was goofing on my dad, I was in my 20s when I was writing these things, and like I didn't like. Oh, we weren't living in the same city.
Yeah.
And like he was younger, I was younger. I'd like make jokes about like my dad dying, and I was kind of like mean to him. And that's just like not like how I feel anymore. Like, my dad's an old man. I'm in my 40s. I have lunch with him like once a week, and I don't really want to like I'm like ragging on him here on your show.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just like it's like the. It's one thing. It's one thing to be in your 20s and make fun of your old man. It's another thing to be in your 40s and make fun of your old man.
It's kind of weird.
It's just like
like doesn't feel right.
I definitely.
And like my brother, so when I was making fun of my dad in those comics, my brother's younger, and he was like, I would kind of insert him in the narrative where he was like a teenager living at home. So it was like, and I was like not even in the comics. It was just a different time in our lives.
That's right.
Like a different dynamic. And I was doing more humor comics in general back then because I think humor is a good way to learn to write.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that. Like definitely things I wrote when I was younger, like just style or subject matter. Even like I'm just there's a lot of them I look at and I'm like, oh, I just wouldn't write this now, or like I wouldn't be.
Some people just do the same thing forever.
Yeah,
and that's just, I mean, that's fine, I guess, but I don't know. I get restless, and
I definitely like to switch it up or kind of change what's happening. Yeah. Cool. Well, we should probably wrap then
before
hitting the SD card.
Yeah. But yeah, once again, Ain't It Fun by Aaron Lange, available on churchghost.com. Please check it out. Very solid piece of work.
Well, thanks for having us on, guys.
Thank you for taking time out of your vacation to be here, and
absolutely
hope to have a follow-up.
Yeah.
Horse Girls also available on
yes, of course.
Church Ghost.
Yes, Valerie's book Horse Girls available on Church Ghost, and Valerie has some writing in forthcoming anthology. More on that soon.
If you have any links, please send it over, and we'll put it in the description as well.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you all.
Sayonara.
And worth addressing our updated cadence. What do you think? Anyway.
Yeah,
we've shifted to a less regular release schedule, but this is still happening.
It might shift back a little bit. I mean, we could.
Yeah.
I could see us going weekly again.
Okay.
At some point, maybe more towards the end of the year, maybe.
Yep.
Or see how things go. But
some exciting guests coming up. Hopefully, still trying to lock it in.
Yeah,
Thank you, Justin, for doing the legwork there.
No worries. Yeah, we'll see if. I mean, there's still a lot of people even just locally. We have the. Just around about that probably we could push to.
Yeah.
So
more to come. Thank you,
all
folks.
Right. Peace.
Have a good week.